Imagine a small, quiet town where everyone knows each other, a place where the biggest news is the annual county fair. Now, picture that same town transformed into a war zone, not by soldiers or bombs, but by a single court case. This is the unbelievable true story of how a legal battle tore a community apart, pitting neighbor against neighbor and revealing a dark underbelly of wealth, power, and a justice system seemingly for sale. Welcome to Pine Creek, a town that until a few years ago was the epitome of peaceful American life. Kids rode their bikes freely, front doors were left unlocked, and disputes were settled over a handshake and a cup of coffee. But that all changed on a crisp autumn morning when a local handyman, a beloved figure in the community, was found dead under mysterious circumstances. The official report called it an accident, a tragic fall from a ladder. But the town whispered otherwise. Rumors swirled, pointing fingers at one of the most powerful families in the region, a dynasty whose influence reached into every corner of local politics and law enforcement. The victim's family, a humble, hard-working group with little money but a lot of heart, refused to accept the official story. They believed their loved one was silenced, a pawn in a much larger, more sinister game. With nothing but their conviction and the support of a few brave neighbors, they decided to do the unthinkable. They challenged the powerful. They hired a young, ambitious lawyer from out of town, one who wasn't afraid to kick over rocks and see what crawled out. And what he found was more shocking than anyone could have imagined. This wasn't just a case of a suspicious death, it was a labyrinth of secrets, lies, and corruption that had festered in Pine Creek for decades. The legal battle that ensued was nothing short of epic. It became a true crime documentary unfolding in real time. Every day, the courtroom was packed, a theater of high-stakes drama. The family's lawyer, armed with meticulously gathered evidence and damning testimony, began to dismantle the official narrative piece by piece. He presented phone records that contradicted alibis, financial documents that suggested blackmail, and witness accounts that painted a picture of a conspiracy to cover up a murder. On the other side, the wealthy family assembled a dream team of high-priced attorneys. They were masters of legal maneuvering, experts at casting doubt and muddying the waters. They attacked the victim's character, discredited witnesses, and filed endless motions to delay and exhaust the plaintiffs. The town watched, horrified and fascinated, as the proceedings were broadcast on local news. It was like a real-life episode of Law and Order, but the stakes were infinitely higher. This wasn't fiction. These were their friends, their neighbors, their leaders. The town itself became the battleground. Those who sided with the victim's family found their businesses boycotted, their children bullied at school, and anonymous threats left on their doorsteps. Those who publicly supported the powerful family were rewarded with favors and promotions. The invisible lines of wealth and power that had always existed in Pine Creek suddenly became electrified fences. Friendships that had lasted a lifetime shattered overnight. The local diner, once a hub of friendly chatter, became a tense space where people watched what they said and who was listening. This case exposed the raw, uncomfortable truth about how justice can be manipulated. We saw how money could buy influence, not just in business, but within the very judicial system designed to protect the innocent. Key evidence mysteriously disappeared from police custody. A crucial witness suddenly recanted their testimony after an unexpected financial windfall. The judge, a longtime friend of the accused family, made a series of questionable rulings that seemed to favor the defense at every turn. It was a chilling display of justice for sale, a real-life legal thriller where the good guys were hopelessly outmatched. As a content creator following this story, I found myself drawn deeper and deeper into the web. I started by simply reporting on the court proceedings, but it quickly became an investigation. I interviewed people on both sides, dug through public records, and pieced together a timeline of events that the mainstream media was too afraid to touch. The more I uncovered, the more I realized this wasn't just a local crime story. It was a microcosm of a larger issue plaguing communities across the country, the dangerous intersection of wealth and power, and its ability to corrupt the institutions we are supposed to trust. The climax of the trial was something no one could have predicted. It wasn't a dramatic aha moment from the lawyer. Instead, it was a quiet act of courage from an unexpected source. Someone who had been on the inside, tormented by their conscience, decided to break their silence. They came forward with a piece of evidence so undeniable, so damning, that it blew the case wide open and left the defense scrambling. I can't reveal the details here, as it's a crucial part of the story, but it was a moment that sent shockwaves through the courtroom and the entire town. The verdict, when it finally came, brought a sense of closure, but the scars on Pine Creek remain. The town is no longer the idyllic place it once was. Trust has been broken, relationships severed, and the community is still struggling to heal. This unbelievable true story serves as a powerful reminder that the fight for justice is often a brutal, messy war. It shows that ordinary people, when pushed to their limits, can find extraordinary courage. And it forces us to ask ourselves a difficult question: is our justice system truly blind, or does it peek through the blindfold when enough money is on the table? This case is a complex puzzle of crime files, courtroom drama, and human emotion. It is a deep dive into the real-world consequences when the law and order we depend on is compromised. What happened in Pine Creek could happen anywhere. It's a stark warning about the quiet corruption that can take root in any community and the incredible strength it takes to expose it. Thank you for joining me on this journey into one of the most compelling and unsettling true crime cases I've ever encountered. The full story is filled with twists and turns that will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about justice in America. If you found this story as fascinating as I did, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel for more deep dives into real crime stories that need to be told. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next investigation. Thanks for watching.